go ahead and let your legs stretch out this time so your body, your full body, can feel the support of the ground. Let's spread the toes and fingers wide, and then just do a few little squeeze and stretchies here. So squeeze the toes and the fingers, and then spread them out wide. Again, squeeze and stretch. One more squeeze. And stretch, and then just take that into some circles, nice yummy ankle rolls or wrist rolls. Moving those morning Rice Krispies out. We'll go the other way. And then relax. Rest your arms down by your sides. And we'll bring that right knee to the chest now. So you can hold under the thigh or around the front of the shin. Just see where that feels most comfy for you. Maybe bend that left knee for a moment so you can kind of lengthen the lower back out, almost like you could tuck your hips under, lengthen that low back out, and then slide your left leg back out. Find a gentle flex in both feet and relax your shoulders. Let's take a couple of those warm, full breaths here and imagine the lungs or maybe the nostrils on the soles of your feet, that you could welcome that fullness of your breath in through the feet, through the legs, up through your hips, through your body. Breathing to your belly, feeling that movement of your belly against your thigh. We're getting a little breath massage here for the abdominal organs too. Beautiful. And then soften that effort a little bit and keep your right hand on top of your knee. You can just let this left arm relax by your side and circle your knee around. So guiding that circle with your hand. Try to let your leg relax as much as possible. So it's that feeling of it's just coming along for the ride. Warming up the hip joint, and then we'll take a few circles the other direction. Okay, and then bring that leg back to you. Hold behind your thigh again. Press your heel up. Now go slowly, mindfully. So we don't want to push through anything here, especially since it's probably the first time you stretched out the leg this morning. All right, so bend your knee. And then again, just come say hello to the back of your leg. Little reach, hips are heavy on the floor, and then little bend. So going to your, we'll call it fullest expression of that movement for right now. Keep going. We'll do that 2 more times. All right, hold your next stretch for just one breath. Bend your knee. Now we're going to place that right foot back onto the floor. And we're going to swing the hips to the right a little bit so that we're rolling up onto that left hip a bit more. And then bring that right knee back into your chest, easing your way over into a little twist. And maybe that right arm stretches overhead or out to the side. And then let's find some more movement here. So the movement is really coming from the hip, that right hip rolling forward and back. But you see that as your knee rocking towards the floor and then up towards the sky. So just rolling in and out of that a few times. You can kind of play with how far you go into that as your body starts to loosen up. And then this next time as the knee comes over, let's stay there and just take a deep breath. Relaxing through that right shoulder, feeling that lengthening, opening through that whole right side. Down through the hip. And then start to roll onto your back again. So the foot comes to the floor. We'll bring both arms down. Press into that right foot as you recenter your hips. And then we're going to come into a reclining tree. So this is a place you might want to have a little support, maybe a block or a cushion underneath your right knee. Maybe, maybe not. But you're going to open your knee out to the side. You could place that cushion underneath it to bolster it up a little bit. And then, just like we would in a standing tree pose, feel your right foot pressing gently against that left inner thigh. So there's just a little bit of connection and effort there. And then a light flex in our left foot. Arms can just be by our sides. And again, just imagine, feel that warmth and that fullness, that volume of your breath flowing in through the soles of your feet. So your active, open feet, up through your legs, up through your hips and pelvis, up through the length of your body. Softening here. Now we're going to put our tree pose into motion. A little breeze is coming through and we're going to flow with it. So let's breathe in together here. And as you exhale, draw your belly muscles towards your back as you bring that right knee up. You'll feel your foot turn to the floor. Pause and then take the length of your inhale to open back out, knee out to the side. And we'll just flow in and out of that a few times. So each exhale, feel that you're gathering your belly muscles in. You're moving from your core support as the knee comes up. And then inhale as that floats back out. So we'll just do that one more time. Feel the sole of the foot on the floor as the knee comes up. And then inhale, open. And this last time, the knee comes up and we stay there. Slide your left foot onto the floor as well. And just do a little pelvic rock here. So tucking the hips under and then tipping forward into your arch. And imagine again that you could breathe in through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, to your hips, your pelvis, your belly, your back, your spine. Welcoming in that warmth, that fullness, just really letting your breath move into all of your nooks and crannies. Do one more tilt and tuck. And then coming back to neutral. Right. Slide your right leg out. Bring your left knee to you, holding around the shin or under the knee, and just hug that knee to you. That gentle flex of your feet spreading wide, opening. Feel the movement of your breath in your belly, massaging the abdominal organs. Softening through the neck, the shoulders. Now from here, again, well, actually, let's start with our knee circle before we stretch the hamstring. So left hand guides the knee around. Take it slow. Just really welcoming in some of that warming movement. So we're warming the synovial fluids around the joint. And then we'll go the other way and just notice sometimes we feel a little like clicking or like a little speed bump in the hips when we're doing that movement. It's just some tightness in the stuff there, right? So I've got a little click on this side. You might notice something, you might not. All right. We'll come all the way back around and hold behind the thigh this time. Keep reaching out long through that right leg. So there's a little bit of effort, there's a little firmness in the right leg, a little energy pressing out as we reach the left leg up. I might have said my side's wrong. I apologize. All right, let's bend the knee and press up. It's good to know that whatever craziness is going on in our day, in our minds, that we can keep returning to our breath. We can keep resetting. Thank goodness for mindfulness practices. All right, let's just do that one more time. And we're going to hold that stretch for a breath. Maybe feel the thigh, no matter how straight your knee is, that part doesn't matter. So you just go to, you meet the length of your hamstring. And wherever that is, as you press your thigh into your hands, feel that little stretch in the neck. So as the thigh presses away, the shoulder blades glide down your back and the neck elongates. All right, then bend your knee. Place that foot onto the floor. If you used a cushion on the first side, go ahead and just bring it to the other side. We won't use it yet, but it'll be there waiting for you. Okay, swing your hips to the left. So you're going to roll up a little bit on that right hip. Left knee comes to you and then over into your twist. And again, this left arm might feel nice to stretch it up overhead, creating more length through your side body or anywhere else along the way there. And then we're just going to roll that hip forward and back. The knee floats up and down. Just rocking. And it's the same idea as our hamstring stretch. So we're playing with the edges of where we feel that in our body. So we're coming to meet maybe, oh, there's some tightness there, and then ease away from it. So in a way, it creates a little bit of that squeeze and soak effect for the muscles. So we're just bringing more and more goodness in there. And then we'll eventually find stillness, resting in your twist. And as you feel that warmth and fullness of your breath moving through you, where are those little nooks that you can soften your jaw, soften your, maybe you bend your elbow a little bit more to soften your shoulder, soften the toes. What might be gripping that you could let go of? Take your time as we slowly roll back, placing the foot onto the floor, recenter your hips again. Reach back out through that right foot and then drop your left knee out to the side, supporting it if that feels good for you. I find that it It's a lot easier in the joint. Like if I just have my leg there, I feel some extra strain in that hip joint. And then I also find it's harder to keep my right hip grounded. So just a little bit of support goes a long way if that feels good in your body. All right, connect that left foot to your right inner thigh and feel like you could spread that left foot open again, nice and wide. Spread your right foot out nice and wide, as though you were standing in your tree pose. Relax your back and just resting with your breath for a few moments here. So it's interesting to find that fine line of effort. So maybe just to help us find that a little bit more, completely relax your legs, especially that right leg. And you might even feel it kind of rolls out to the side a little. You can relax your foot, relax in the hip joint. So you can feel what that just sort of flop is. And then bring that into 100% engagement. So you're really reaching out through your flexed foot. You might even feel a little squeeze of the buttocks, the thigh muscles, like you're working hard. Like if you were trying to sustain a balance pose here, you might feel all those muscles almost really gripping to support you. You might feel a bracing in your back or your belly or even into your upper body, right? Your neck, your jaw might get a little tighter. So then let that go because we don't want to keep that in the body. Now see if you can find a soft middle ground where there's just a little bit of engagement, a little bit of tone in the muscles, but no gripping. And this gets pretty subtle, but you might begin to feel even a little bit more of energetic support that way. So just one more breath. All right, then we're putting our tree branch into motion here. So let's breathe in where we are. And then as you exhale, gather your belly to your back as the knee floats up. Your foot turns to the floor. Then take that full length of your inhale to open the knee back out to the side and feel your foot turn into your inner thigh, your right inner thigh. So just playing with that a few times. Exhale, knee floats up. Inhale, knee floats out. One more. What is your upper body doing? Mine was working a little too hard there, I just noticed. And then this final movement will bring the knee up. Feel your foot pressing into the floor. And then slide your right foot up. Let's do another round of our pelvic tilts, just rocking forward and back. We're going to add the arms now. So the next time that you tip forward into your arch, let's sweep the arms overhead. And then as you tuck the hips under, press the arms down. And we're going to do that again, exaggerating your tuck this next time. So inhale into that reach and arch. This time as you exhale, tuck and press the arms down. It's as though you're going to lift up to bridge. Your hips will actually clear the floor a little bit, but think about keeping these middle back ribs on the floor. So hopefully it's a really yummy lower back stretch. And then we roll back down into our arch and reach, tuck, pressing into your feet, and just feel like you could curl just that lowest lower back up. Do that one more time. Good. And then release your hips, relax your arms. Nice big breath. letting everything go. Rolling over onto your side. Let's press ourselves up to sitting. We're going to come down onto our belly. And again, you've got some options. So you can just come straight down onto the floor. Or if you have a couple of your blankets here, we can come into surfboard pose. So what that looks like is your long, narrow rectangle of a blanket, one or two of them stacked on top of each other. Just trying to get the crinkles out as best you can. All right. And if you do have your blankets there, you're just going to rest your body over them from about upper thigh to the length of your torso. So down onto your belly. You can lengthen the legs back out of the torso. So your thighs, your hips, your belly, your chest, and your head can rest here. Now, depending on the length of your blankets or the length of your torso, your hands might be on top of your blanket, head on hands, or they might be just off the top edge, head on hands. So either way is absolutely fine. And just take a moment to, again, let your body kind of nestle down into the support of the blankets, or if you're just using the ground, nestling down into the support of the ground. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Now in this position, can you maybe feel a little bit more of that movement of your breath into the back of your body, which can really be so nourishing to any tension in the back. It helps to stimulate the vagus nerve, which I haven't talked a lot about, but that is a main ingredient in our calming the nervous system. So anything we can do to strengthen the vagal nerve, to really bring it into a happy place, brings everything into a happy place. And this is one way that we can do that. Long, slow breathing, breathing into the back body. And just feel your breath massaging also through your inner body. We're going to come into a little bit more of a hip and lower back release if this feels good in your body. So if not, you can always just stay right here. But if it's feeling okay to you, let's turn the head to the right and bring that right arm out to the side. And then we're kind of coming into a reclining tree again. So we'll bend the right knee out to the side to your level of comfort. Right, high, it can be up higher, it can be down lower. You might have to readjust on your blankets a little bit there. Head can turn to the right. We'll just be here for a few moments to, again, just allow the weight of your body to soften and release onto the ground. Maybe feeling the movement of your breath a little bit more down into your pelvis, into your hips. That warm, soothing energy of your breath filling your body, nourishing you, replenishing you, replenishing your energy if you're feeling tired or more depleted. We're going to slowly come back. So sliding your right leg back out. Take a moment just to readjust back to center, bringing your head back to center and both legs relaxed back, lengthening out of the torso. Now looking to your left, so we'll rest the right cheek on the hand and bring your left arm out to the side as you bend your left knee out. Again, wiggling, adjusting there so it feels most comfortable for you. And the knee can be a lower level, which sometimes feels better. It could be a higher level. So where can you find some of that softening? Spreading the shoulders out wide. It's like you were just really letting the whole front of your body feel open and supported. Feel the movement of your breath within the hips, the pelvis, the lower back. Where can you soften and melt? Welcoming in that deeper nourishment, replenishing energy to fill you back up. As we release all of the stuck stress and the holding on that keeps us from finding ease, from finding comfort, then we can begin to replenish ourselves again with some renewed energy flowing into cells and tissues. And then take your time slowly stretching the legs back out again. We'll come back to center, forehead resting on both hands, both legs reaching back. And coming for just a moment up into our Sphinx pose. So bringing the elbows under the shoulders, fingers spread wide on to the hands. Maybe have to readjust a little bit more in our blankets if we need to. All right. And then from here, just start to turn your head to the right. So you're gazing over that right shoulder, but again, you're not forcing the head around. Just a comfortable range of motion. And then inhale through center. And exhale as you look over the left shoulder. And come back through center and maybe see how this feels to take that right hand out just a little wider. And as you look over the right shoulder, you press into the hand and Stretch up a little bit more. It's like you're creating more length from the top of that hip all the way up your belly, up through your chest, right up to your armpit, and then lower. Bring that arm in nice and comfy, and then take the left arm out just a little wider, looking over your left shoulder, maybe pressing the floor away on that side, feeling that yummy length again. And then we'll release back down, lower all the way down. Take a breath here. And then you can either just roll onto one side to come off of your blankets, or you can press up through all fours. Either way. We'll scoot our blankets out of the way, and I will meet you on your back. Maybe you just take those blankets now and place them right underneath your legs. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Bring your knees to you, holding around the front of or underneath. Rock a little side to side. And then circling the knees around, massaging your back. And the other way. And coming into a wide knee to chest pose, sort of like a wide-kneed child's pose, upside down. Maybe rock a little side to side. And if you like, we could come into a happy baby pose here. So there are a couple of variations of that. So the first is just to, knees are wide, holding around the back of the thighs, and keep your knees bent but flex your feet. So it's like you're doing a squat on the ceiling, right? So that's one option. From there, you could walk up the legs and hold on to maybe the calves or the ankles. Maybe the feet are reachable distance, but don't worry if they're not. Again, we can rock a little bit side to side if you like. And the idea is that we're keeping that bend in the knees. The knees are out wide. And there's kind of energy moving in two directions. So there's energy moving down through the thighs and then up through the feet. So let's just maybe take another breath or two here, wherever you are with that. Okay, and then we're gonna bring the hands around to the front of the thighs to support the legs as we press all the way up, 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 up. A little legs at the wall without the wall, just for a moment. We could do some rolling through the feet here, keeping as much bend in the knees as you need to, circling the ankles. Just let the weight drain down from the legs for a moment. Good. And then slowly bend your knees. And as you bring your feet back to the floor, you can stretch your legs right on out over your blanket. Gather up any other warm fuzzies that you would like here. And let's relax. Take a little time to let all of this goodness sink and soak in. Closing your eyes. Giving yourself full permission to completely relax now. Just inviting this deeper warmth and softness into your whole body. Feeling your whole body relaxing here. Relaxing on purpose. Choosing consciously just to be here for a few moments more. Keeping that feeling of ease, of warmth, of replenishment with you as you start to find a little wiggle and stretch again through toes and fingers. Finding any feel-good stretch through your body. Take your time as you bend your knees and roll to your side. Pausing here for a moment. Pressing the floor away. Take your time as you continue coming up to a comfy seat. Resting the palms face down on the legs. Feeling that warmth and breath in the palms of your hands. And then we'll bring the palms together in front of the heart center, bowing into your sweet heart. As always, welcoming in a little extra self-love and self-appreciation for yourself for making this time for you today, for tending to your self-care and well-being. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day ahead. Namaste.